Caught that my date is a fake doctor. Sorry for my English. English is not my first language. I, 31 female, met this man, 35 male, 3 months ago via a dating app, and we exchanged Instagrams and kept talking. He introduced himself to me as an associate professor and cardiology doctor. And he had his photos in hospital wearing scrubs, even his name with title and department name on it. Photos with colleagues and patients in the hospital. Sharing medical advice, showing photos and explanations of surgeries on his account. He has 40K followers on his account.
What?
He even showed me his hospital work card. When you look at his whole profile, you have no doubt to say he is a doctor. Oh my God, ew.
Talk about being committed to a bit.
It's giving Dirty John. Okay.
Oh, okay.
We have just met for 2 times last month. We had 2 nice dates. We've never got intimate, but he was always bringing the topic up. And I kept telling him that I need time to get to know him better, etc. He was persuasive, but I was pushing him off. Last week, he posted 2 photos on his Instagram, and the photos looked weird to me. That brought a doubt to me. First, I Googled his name and couldn't find any single academic paper with his name written on it. Then I started to scroll and check every single pic that he shared. That moment, I was shocked, completely shocked. He photoshopped himself onto the photos he shared with patients. Photoshopped himself on Congress stages, like making a... What's Congress?
Congress.
Wait, like
the government? Yes.
Stop.
Like medical people go like present to the government.
Oh my God. What?
The Congress.
Wait, the way that she wrote it, I was like...
He photoshopped himself into Congress.
I didn't even think she meant our United States Congress because I thought that would be too absurd.
Yeah.
But that's actually what this man did. Okay.
It.
He photoshopped himself on Congress stages, like making presentations of academic work. That is so easy to fact check. Like, where does this man get off thinking he'll get away with this? Insane. Okay.
Oh my God.
I asked a friend who used to work at the hospital about their working cards. My friend had a picture of his friend currently working there as a doctor, and he sent it to me. My date's work card was fake. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
When I checked comments under his photos, I could see that he had another account where he is answering himself, but he forgot to delete them. So the same account becomes another doctor, nurse or doctor from another branch. He even makes medical comments from that account.
So he changes his like front. He changes, his character? Like,
I feel like he just has multiple accounts. And he'll go and comment from other accounts, but sometimes he forgets to log into the other accounts.
So it's himself commenting.
Yeah, so he will be on his main account commenting on his main account. Because in his mind, he thinks he's on his nurse's account commenting on his main account.
So he's not even good at this.
No.
Oh.
Okay. He made and bought scrubs for himself and wore and made photos with those scrubs. He had pictures of himself at an intense care unit with his doctor-style clothes. Then I thought he might not be a doctor, but working in a hospital.
Fair.
Because obviously he has the right to access these areas in hospitals. But I wanted to be sure to get evidence, so I called the hospital that he said he is working at.
Wait, pause right there, real quick. If this all was true and you just called someone's work, that's a little bit like, okay, but continue.
I don't think that's that weird. We read a story months ago, and it got cut from the episodes, but there was a situation where somebody was stalking someone, and they called a school, and they were like, is there a teacher with the name of X, Y, and Z?
True.
And I remember your first reaction was like, you can't just call a school. And I was like,
I'm saying
you can, though. You really can.
No, you can, but like I'm saying it's a little bit crazy.
I don't think it is. I think with all this evidence piling up, I think
guess once you have all this evidence.
Yeah, I think the most reasonable thing to do is call the hospital before you like start this whole fight with them.
Yeah.
Because also sometimes people just get paranoid and like freak themselves out even if they trust the person. So I feel like calling and just being like, is there a doctor named Dr. whatever working there? And they'll just say yes or no. And then that will either put your mind at ease or prove yourself right.
They don't know it's like you call it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. You're not like, this is his girlfriend.
Yeah, well, no. Okay, all right.
No,
continue.
yeah, I know. Okay. The hospital said we don't have this doctor working in our hospital. I was shocked. I called the Cardiology Association of my country, and they said that they don't have this person in their data. I called the Doctors Association to be sure, and they said we don't have this person as a doctor. When I wanted to say to both associations, then there is a person who is using this doctor's name, and I wanted to report his actions. Both associations said that they can't do anything if this person is not an actual doctor. He even made posts that he was invited by famous YouTube channels. I checked YouTube channels and there was nothing about him. After this, I called my lawyer to ask what I can do legally to him, because this person is using a fake ID on social media and maybe harming women and people. And my lawyer said since I didn't get harm from this person, nothing will happen to him.
Ugh.
If he doesn't prescribe a medicine or see me in a clinic, that means there is no harm. The public prosecutors can check the file, case, and evidence, but if that person says, oh, I was just having fun, he would get no fine or penalty. And my lawyer advised me that I get away from him because his acts are not a crime according to the law. But he said I can report him to a health ministry because obviously he is working in a hospital or has access to get into a hospital, even intensive care units. Intensive care unit pics weren't photoshopped. But if I do it now and break up with him, he would know that I am doing it. This made me mad and sad, and because of his Photoshop skills, I am scared to confront his lies to him. He can basically Photoshop my face on a naked woman body or give my number on escort websites. Ugh. If he creates this much lie, I am sure he will have no doubt to harm me. That would be a crime.
Right.
At least in the United States.
Yeah.
But I want him to pay what he does. I am sure that I am not the only person which he is talking to after I saw this. He is doing that for hunting women or more other things. I feel lucky that I caught this and understood that he is a horrible person. So my plan is I will act as an idiot and stop meeting him and distance myself from him. After, when I'd be forgotten, I will report him to the health ministry. I don't trust my country's legal system, and I don't believe they can protect me from him. But I have a feeling I am not doing the right thing, and this stressed me out. I don't even know how to act when he texts or calls me. I would like to hear your advice. I really need it. Thank you very much. Wait, this is making me think about all the doctors you see on like TikTok and YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Are they real?
A lot of them are.
I think a lot of them are. I love Mama Dr. Jones. She's a YouTuber. She's so smart. Love her. This is terrifying. The guy is crazy. Horrifying. The guy is crazy and scary. No.
This is Dirty John.
No.
Like, this is literally the story of Dirty John.
I don't like it.
This is horrifying. And like, I hate to say like, oh, run while you can and not do the right thing. Because obviously the right thing is to report this somewhere where you can stop him from hurting other people. Yeah. But like, it is in her own safety and like best interest to like cut it off, run, and then worry about it later on because she needs to protect herself. Like, obviously this man is crazy. And like, you have to be careful. You have to worry about yourself.
Yeah, I feel like I would do what she said, distance yourself peacefully, and just act like an idiot so that he doesn't have anger towards you. And then, like OP said, once it's been long enough that she's forgotten, I think I would make a fake account and I would try to start exposing him. Like, I would make a TikTok account with a fake number or fake email address and then use the voice filter and put my eyes and mouth over, you know how people can like make themselves into an orange or something on TikTok? Yeah. I would do that, fake everything, and then just start an exposure campaign on this guy and just try to spread the word. Yeah. If I had time, like, who knows if OP would even have time to do that?
Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, this is horrifying. Like, people definitely lie about their, especially if you meet them on the internet, they can lie about who they are, what they do, which is like why it's so like important to like. Well, so here we talk about this in the last story. I was like, yeah, look me up on the internet, but don't like really get to know me. You know what? You should look everyone up on the internet, and if you can't find their medical license, like,
is that public knowledge?
I don't, my nursing license is.
Okay.
I don't know for doctors. I'm not a doctor, but come on, there's no person that like you can't Google that like has a practice or like you find where if he's working at a hospital system, he is somewhere on that hospital's website.
I feel like it would almost be against hospital policy because yes, you can make any random Instagram account and say, I'm a doctor, because you're not actually seeing patients.
But like,
you're not acting as a medical professional. But I think if you're seeing patients and impersonating a doctor, that would be different. So it sucks that she lives in a country that maybe doesn't have the best government to protect her, because I feel like in the US, if patients see his online presence and then they go and see him in a hospital setting, it could be argued.
What do you think he
that,
does?
I don't know. I mean, I don't understand hospitals, but I feel like if you saw this guy's Instagram and then you saw him in scrubs walking around a hospital, it could be argued that he's impersonating a doctor. Like, it would be very easy to confuse him with a doctor in the patient's eyes. And I feel like that could be a crime if there was a good lawyer to figure out what the crime would be or whatever.
Yeah. No, I definitely get that. I just think, like, from OP's perspective, like, before even meeting someone, like, just Google them. Well, like, you can find their LinkedIn. If they're not a social media person, you can find their LinkedIn. If they're really a doctor and they work for a hospital system, you're going to find something just proving that they are who they say they are. You might only find his Instagram that, like, has his name. But like, you would have to find something about what he actually does somewhere.
Okay, very interesting point to that. There's this book that I don't know the name of, but I mentioned it on like the first or second episode. But the whole plot of the book is about the fact that in society, humans are wired to automatically believe someone and assume that other people are telling the truth. And if it was the opposite, like if humans were wired to assume that people were lying to them, society wouldn't be able to function. Yeah. So if you go on someone's Instagram and you see that they have 40,000 followers and they have photos of themselves in a hospital.
A lot.
Yeah, like it's not our first thought to be like, oh, let me Google him to make sure that he's not impersonating a doctor and photoshopping all of his photos and lying to 40,000 people online.
I guess
that's very reasonable to not have that thought.
Yes. I guess me saying Google him is like, I'm thinking of like if you know nothing about him, but if you have his social media and he has 40,000 followers, like you're going to trust it.
I know.
You're right.
That's why I feel like I don't want to trust anyone.
I literally don't trust anyone. I question everyone. I'll Google you. I don't care. I'll say it. I'll Google you.
I guess
me. I don't care.
It is important to not trust people fully, obviously, when you're dating them. But I feel like this is a good example of we shouldn't just trust every piece of information that we see online without checking it and it being backed by credible sources.
Absolutely.
Because I'm sure that there's 40,000 people that follow him that when he posts something, they're like, oh, well, a doctor said this. And they're believing him.
Yeah, and not saying I'm on any side. Well, everyone knows what side I'm on generally because I work in medicine. I'm not saying I'm on either side of this, but the prime example was when the COVID vaccine came out. The polar opposites of people on both ends of things saying like you should or you shouldn't get it for these reasons. Yeah. And all of that reasoning was fake. Like, come on, people. If you're not in scientific research, you should not have an opinion one way or the other.
Yeah, that's what I said on the episode with Trisha where we talked about unexplained occurrences and like religion and beliefs and faith.
Don't do your own research.
We were like, do your own research. Like, question things. That's okay. And I'm like, just to clarify, don't do your own research when it comes to medical information.
Absolutely do your own research. You cannot do your research on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. You can do your research in journals and peer-reviewed articles. If you're going to read about something, read about it. Don't watch a video on it. Don't read a tweet on it. Look up a journal article, something that's scholarly, peer-reviewed, and written by someone who knows what they're talking about and actually did the research before you form your opinion, and especially before you give your opinion to other people and try to convince them of your opinion.
Facts.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's so many people, whatever your argument is, both ways, for or against it, and all they get their information off of is Twitter. And it's like, come on, do a little research. If you're going to convince me one way or the other, give me actual proof, not Twitter proof.
Yes. Agreed.
Sorry, that's a hill I will die on.
Yes. So I feel like we got it out. Any final thoughts on what OP should do? Doctor situation?
Run for the hills. I feel bad saying that.
I love her idea that she has for herself.
She has a good idea. Yeah. I fully support her. I definitely think that like exposing him somehow is the way to go. But this is just like terrifying. This is just like a story that I feel like any woman on a serious dating app, like really looking for something, needs to hear, to just like put that little, like drop that pin in their head that to think like, I really should look into someone before I believe everything.
Yes, exactly. This only had 2 comments. I guess it kind of got buried on Reddit, but
What?
the top, yeah, isn't that crazy? The top comment was report him to Instagram that he's pretending to be a doctor.
Oh.
I think that's a great idea because Instagram does have rules, even if your government doesn't.
Fun fact, real quick, I didn't know this about Instagram. If you are a registered sex offender, you can't have an Instagram. If Instagram has proof, like if someone reports and they like know for a fact they'll shut down your account.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Love that.
Yeah, someone just told me that.
The other comment.
Well, someone told me that.
I know. I always come on here and I'm like, here's a fact that I didn't fact check. So maybe it's
someone
not true.
told me that. I don't know if it's true.
The other comment, Aaron will appreciate. He must be one of those Redditors who suddenly became an ER physician in April of 2020.
No, we're not getting into it, but like actually, that is literally. Can you like that message for me, please?